From the time we're young, the instructions are clear. Work hard, follow the rules, and stay consistent. Do that, and you'll eventually achieve financial freedom. Millions follow those exact instructions every day. Yet for many, that promised freedom never arrives. They stay in the cycle, trading hours for dollars until they retire. It is easy to assume you just aren't working hard enough. But when millions of people follow the same path and achieve the same stagnant result, the flaw likely isn't with the effort, but with the blueprint itself. The modern economic architecture prioritizes societal stability. It depends on a predictable, continuous flow of labor and consumption to keep the larger machine moving smoothly. First, formal schooling, then stable employment, and consistent monthly spending act as the functional gears of this machine. They're the components that maintain the system's equilibrium. When you commit to a blueprint engineered for broad systemic stability, the math naturally limits your ability to break away and achieve individual financial independence. To understand how this works, we have to look at the beginning of the cycle. The traditional education model provides the initial programming. Curriculums emphasize memorization and compliance. You are trained to follow directions and avoid making mistakes, while concepts like independent asset creation or investment strategies are omitted from the lesson plan. This chart shows the economic loop we enter. You input your time, converting it into income. Income flows out to cover expenses, routing you back. Month after month, you work and pay bills. The activity is high, but earning boundaries remain fixed. The standard career path functions as a closed loop. It ensures you remain an active, continuous participant in the workforce in order to keep the broader economy moving. Even when you try to outwork the system by earning a promotion or taking on extra hours, built-in equalizing forces begin to push back. When gross income rises, downward pressures apply. Taxes take a larger cut, and inflation reduces your purchasing power, suppressing net gain. Then comes lifestyle creep. As you earn more, baseline expenses scale up, dropping your net financial progress back to zero. Social pressure reinforces this pattern. Society rewards steady consumption and predictable behavior, while the calculated risks required to build wealth are often met with skepticism. These forces represent the necessary friction required to keep the broader economy humming along predictably. Without a specific financial education, these forces remain invisible. Most people default to playing it safe because it is the only strategy they have been trained to recognize. Pouring more effort into this specific equation increases the system's output, but it leaves your actual net worth entirely unchanged. There is, however, a group that consistently breaks this inertia. Sustained wealth comes from an awareness of how this machine operates. Successful individuals learn the mechanics of the system and position themselves to benefit from its rules. Instead of trading their limited time for a paycheck, they dedicate their resources to building long-term assets. They focus on acquiring equity, investing in real estate, and scalable systems. This strategy creates a different map. A single input of initial capital and time builds multiple autonomous revenue nodes. These assets generate output independently, decoupling earning potential from the limits of a 24-hour day. The system functions as a psychological architecture. By focusing an individual's attention on the immediate cycle of the next paycheck, the broader mechanics of the board remain out of sight. Breaking financial inertia requires moving past the idea that the standard path is the safest option. It involves adopting the mechanics of leverage and letting assets perform the work. The machine is going to keep running regardless. The only question is whether you will continue following its